much.
It's hard to be so adored.
It is, because we are. And they love us.
It's our cross to bear.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
It might as well be us.
Got the weight of the world in the form of total adoration on our shoulders.
We got the weight of the world in our hands. We got the weight. Look, I'm like Josh. I sing now.
I see it happening.
All right, let's clap it in.
Okay. What's up, you guys? It's On Fire Tonight with Josh and Tressa. We are here to talk about Man in the High Castle, Season 1, Episode 9. The episode is called Kindness, and we are going to spoil everything. So this is your one and only warning. You have been warned.
That's right. You've been warned, sucker. Let's go.
What up?
What'd you think, Josh?
I love this show. I can't get enough of this show. Yeah, total air horn city, right? Like,
yeah.
Every time this show, every episode, this show expands its world more. It gives us plot development. It gives us character development on everyone almost. I mean, maybe we don't have character development on every single person, every single episode.
But they try.
But so much happens.
Yeah.
I am always left satisfied and wanting more.
Yep. What the fuck happened at the end of that episode? What the fuck? What the fuck? What? No. What?
Yeah, let's just jump right the fuck into it.
What? Okay.
Yeah. We can just talk about it like
we're just like friends talking about a show. It's fine.
That's who we are.
Yeah. Yeah, so we end up in some weird, crazy room. We get thrown in with Julie and Frank. Joe. I'm sorry. In my notes, she's Julie because it's shorter than Juliana. So if I call her Julie, I'm sorry.
Well, she is alternately referred to as Juliana and Jules.
Right.
That's
Jules would probably be easier for me than Julie, but
yeah, so Joe and Jules got at the end of last episode, they got like taken by the Yakuza.
As they were running away from the whatever the cops are called.
They were trying to get away from the Kempetai and the Yakuza at the same time.
Which,
well, they did half of it right.
I don't know which I'd rather be taken by. They're both such great options.
So the Yakuza's like, here, you guys can hang out in this random room for a while till like we decide what to do with you.
Cool. Can we have a snack?
No snacks whatsoever. Joe stays on mission. He's like trying to get information out of Jules, like, hey, what's the deal with you and Frank? Like, oh my God, you were gonna like skip town and go to the neutral zone. So like if I had come here one day later, I would have missed you altogether.
Yeah, you probably should have done that, jackass.
And in the back of his head, he's still like, I gotta get that fucking film back at all costs.
Joe, like, is Joe an idiot?
I don't know. I don't know how smart or idiotic a lot of these characters are. I mean, they're all driven. They're all very like, they're like mission oriented.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Absolutely. They're not
like Joe is like, okay, I got to do whatever Obergruppenführer tells me to do. And in most cases, that's get the film.
Yeah, because my dad is his boss. Yeah.
You have your pet theories. But he also like he's a human being, and Juliana, okay, so she gets bailed out by the resistance. They leave Joe in the cell. They pull Juliana out. Karen and Lemel Washington have 10,000 yen scraped together.
No. They already gave it to him because it was in Joe's pocket. They have $10,000 to get Juliana out.
What did I just say?
100,000? Didn't you?
Oh, my bad. Maybe I did. I don't know what I said.
Maybe
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. We'll figure it out later.
So yeah, just say it. Just use set it up from the beginning. Just say it.
Yeah.
Say it right.
So Karen and Lem come and they're gonna bail Juliana out with 10,000 yen. And she gets out there and she's like, cool, now let's get Joe. And they're like, nah, no, we don't have that much money. We barely had enough for you. She's like, okay, well, I'll bail him out. How much is it going to be? And Yakuza dude's like, he's got a little bit higher stakes. What's the word I'm looking for?
Right. Since he is like an East Coast resistance operative, his value, according to Okamura, which he just makes up on the spot, is 50,000 yen.
But why? I mean, but for all intents and purposes, they're part of the West Coast resistance. Why is East Coast more valuable?
I don't know.
Fuck those guys.
It's a valid question. I don't know.
It's, you know why? Because they know his dad is Hitler. Cheers.
Okay, so if his dad were Hitler and they knew that, I think the price would be a lot higher.
Yeah, probably.
So, yeah, so Lemel Washington and Karen are like, Juliana, we got to go now. And she's like, oh my God, I've got to scrape together 50,000 yen to get Joe out.
Not a problem. I totally have that much just in my back pocket. I got to go get it.
And the two of them are like, not a fucking chance, dude. If you have any of that money, we're using that to get that film back, because the Yakuza took the film back and they're like, fuck you. Like the Kempetai knocked down our door and raided our club. And this is just like a tax on you.
Was that bullshit though? Weren't they going to be there anyway to like get the film? Because the Yakuza were like, we're taking the $100,000 as a fee because you brought the Kempetai to us.
I think, I don't know. Now I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure.
It's fine.
But either way, like Okamura's like clearly the head of the Yakuza, and whatever the Yakuza boss says is what goes.
I mean, do these guys not play Grand Theft Auto? Do they not know who the Yakuza is? You don't fuck with the Yakuza. You don't even bargain with the Yakuza. What are these people thinking? Yakuza.
Yeah, so anyway, our resistance friends are like, you can't spend money to get Joe Blake out. If anything, like, we would only use that money to get the film back. We would spend every cent we can scrape together to get that and other films because they're so important. They talk about how they've lost loved ones.
Right. A husband and a few brothers. It's what we do.
Basically.
Yeah, like you don't even fucking know this guy.
Well, so meanwhile, Frank across town was supposed to meet Juliana. She doesn't show up for the bus to the neutral zone. And so he doesn't get on it either, even though Ed, who's like the best dude in the world.
Oh my God.
He like bought them their bus tickets. He is trying to see them off. He's like, Frank, get on this bus. It's your only solution. And Frank is like, no, I'm not leaving without her. And so he walks away from the bus and the bus leaves without him.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say that Ed was a spy. Because how is he so nice? How is he so willing to help when there's nothing on the line for him? He's just like, let me, because they're friends. I get it. But,
yeah, I mean, like later in the episode, he gives them basically his life savings, which is just a couple of 100 yen.
And takes all the evidence, is like, he's hide this.
He's right. He's like, give me that gun. I'll take it from you and do something with it. I don't know. He put Frank up with his grandfather. Like he lives with his grandfather, his wheelchair-bound grandfather, who's
Yeah,
this
he's
cranky old bastard who reads manga about Miyamoto Musashi.
Ruthless.
Ruthless. What a crank, also.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've got fugitives in your house and you can figure it out, but no one's telling you shit. He's going to be cranky.
I guess so. Well, anyway, there's some other stuff going on back in New York.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about New
Thomas
York.
trips his face off. I mean, he trips down the stairs.
So much LSD. They're like, oh, you stupid, clumsy teenager guy.
Right. His sister's like, you're a clumsy oaf. And Obergruppenführer John Smith snaps at his tiny little daughter, something I don't think happens normally. Helen reacted like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, for sure.
That was like big. Like,
I mean, telling your kid to shut up is one thing, but he was pissed about it.
so then, yeah. So later on, we see Obergruppenführer John Smith go visit his assistant that was with him when he got like almost killed.
Ambushed.
Yeah. That dude, Eric, was shot in the attack. He visits him in the hospital and he's like, I owe you my life. And he slips him some secret envelope. He's like, if something happens to me, you are to deliver this only to the Fuhrer and nobody else.
Oh, okay. Because he showed the envelope was shown earlier in that scene or a scene before that. And I looked up too late to see what he had written on it. I guess it says Mein Fuhrer. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. And he's like, listen, I don't know everything about that attempt on me that you got shot in, but I think that Obergruppenführer Heydrich is the man at the top of the conspiracy. And
right. Whoever
and Eric is like, holy shit.
He is shocked. Tagomi's back and he's like playing with the sticks and meditating. Who cares? And
we see him throughout this episode. He's like meditating. He's lighting incense. He's got the picture of his wife. That necklace that it's Juliana's necklace that she left that Frank had at the thing where the prince was speaking that he dropped.
Right.
Tagomi picked it up and that has remained on his desk and he's still focused on that and the chrysanthemums and the incense. And his assistant, like 3 times throughout this episode, interrupts him when he's like on the verge of total meditation enlightenment. Yeah, he's like on the border of total enlightenment. And Kotomichi is like, excuse me, sir.
He falls to the ground because he was floating. God damn it.
That is Orientalism. You asked me before, what is Orientalism? That is Orientalism.
Did I ask you what that was? I was making fun of meditating, but okay.
Yeah, no, but the idea. Okay, so here, just blah, 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 blah. Basically, all sci-fi has some aspect of Orientalism in it. The idea that like alien races have greater powers or like their strange ways give them like that they're more evolved or something, that they can like whatever, like that they are technologically advanced and or like evolutionarily advanced. The idea of that comes out of Orientalism, which is the idea of you go east and these strange people with their strange ways have like more advanced like magic than Westerners have seen. And so that gets perpetuated in lots of sci-fi, not all of it.
Seems kind of racist.
It is. It's inherently racist.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So like the classic example of Captain Kirk with like a bunch of like a harem full of green women. That's as unabashedly Orientalist as possible.
Okay.
Anyway.
So Keto visits and he's like, I need them shipping logs. And Takumi's like, bruh, you guys don't care if there's smuggling. You guys love smuggling. What are you talking about? And Keto's like, never mind that. Give me them shipping logs.
Yeah, we learn that the Yakuza's been smuggling heroin in and the Kempatai's been looking the other way. But Keto is no longer going to look the other way.
They fucked him.
Everybody's fucking everybody.
Yeah, not even the fun way.
Fucking.
Okay. Let me come after me.
I'm sorry, what's going on?
I'm reading my notes out loud, and I'm sure that's really annoying. So anyway, back in San Francisco, Juliana's like, look, I gotta save this person's life because I'm a human and I don't want to see someone I know die. And Frank's like, are you fucking goddamn kidding me? You want my fucking money to save this fucking dude?
Yeah, I made a counterfeit necklace.
Thank you.
What
that
did
was
you ever do?
Okay, hard-earned
and he's like,
money.
Listen, just let Joe die. And she's like, I can't do that. He saved my life. I could never live with myself. And Frank is like, God damn it. Fuck.
Poor Frank.
Right? He's like,
yes.
We need that money. We need that money to get away. And they do. But fucking, it's true. Joe saved her life. Who would Frank be if he didn't honor that? First of all, who would Juliana be if she didn't honor that? And then beyond that, Frank also, who would he be if he didn't honor that? And then later in the episode, like, okay, so Frank is like, all right, fuck it. We've got 46,000 yen. That's 4,000 short. I'm going to go, not you. It's my money. I'll get Joe out. And she's very nervous about this.
Yeah, she's like, they're not looking for you. And he's like, nah, they're looking for cash. They don't fucking care who gives it to them.
So he's right about that.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of money. What are you talking about? He goes
straight down to the docks into Yakuza town. And he's like, hi, I'm here to get Joe Blake out. And they're like, okay, we didn't expect you, but you got my money. And he's like, I have 46,000. That's all I have. And there's a beat and Okamura's like, fuck it. All right. I believe this guy.
Why not?
Like, right? Like this guy showed up with money. Okamura is a businessman.
Right. If nothing else.
Yeah. A dollar in hand.
I mean, he was totally bullshitting when he said 50,000 anyway. So why not take 46?
Probably.
He was.
So they get Joe and Frank is like, I'm the one here to get you out. And Joe starts demanding the film back. And Frank is like, buddy, we got to get the fuck out of here now. And they start to walk towards the door. Joe sees that Frank has his gun on him. He closes the fucking door, grabs Frank's gun, and starts blasting. He kills the two dudes that are like in the room with Okamura. He's like, give me the film back now. He gets the film. The gun is now empty. He pistol whips Okamura. And then they fucking sneak out the back.
They kick out a fan so they can sneak out the back.
How fucking awesome was that?
What?
Right?
Okay. And also, he grabbed this gun. 2 perfect shots. That's it. That's all he has.
Yeah.
What? How? His father has trained him well in
He's never met his father.
What just happened? And that's pretty much what Frank is doing. What the fuck? Guy, I saved you. You just got me fucking killed. That was the fucking Yakuza. Are you kidding me? I cannot stress enough how dangerous the Yakuza are. I'm done.
Yeah, so these guys are making some very powerful enemies all over town.
Mhm.
So now Frank and Joe are together for the first time.
They're a couple now.
Kissing.
Just like that scene in Watchmen. And I'm sorry. Go to Bing.
Yeah,
Wait.
so okay.
Yeah.
Frank is like, you've done too much to get Juliana in trouble. And Joe's like, what are you going to do with her? Like, Frank's like, I'm going to get her out of here somewhere where they'll never find us. And Joe hands him back his gun. He's like, you're going to need this.
Great. I don't have any bullets, dickweed.
Yeah, but still, like,
Yeah.
that's not nothing.
Yeah, you're right.
So then they separate.
Yes, amicably.
So then they get a divorce.
That's right.
They stayed together for the kids.
The gun in the film, the kids.
So much is going on in New York.
Oh my God. What is even happening?
Dude, I fucking went bananas for that scene where Heydrich and Wegner sit down together. First of all, it's all cut to Town Without Pity.
I don't.
What a town without pity can do. I think it's a Gene Pitney song. Anyway, we see Wegner getting dressed in his like Nazi attire.
This was like a Raimi scene. Like every single thing he had to put on is close up zooms. It was ridiculous.
Right. So many swastikas. Every single article of clothing has swastikas on it.
I cannot get over the uniforms. They are so gross and severe. I cannot. It's too much.
Totally. And so, yeah. So that's cut against Heydrich, like sampling wine and like just that. Why is that guy so terrifying?
Seriously.
The two of them sit down. Wagner's like, do you plan to kill me with kindness? And Heydrich is like, not with kindness. There's no question he will kill him.
Yeah.
That's not even up for debate.
No. That's not the technique, but yes, absolutely, I will kill you.
He's like, my dude, we know, and by we, I mean I know that you passed plans for the Heisenberg device, aka atom bomb.
What?
Yeah, to the Japanese.
Me?
You fucker.
I know.
He's like, you, my friend, are gonna die. Now the question is, will your wife and children die?
See, here's the thing. My boy Hitler, he loves you. And I don't know why, but he trusts you, and I'm gonna exploit that trust.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what you're gonna do. And then I kind of lost track of what was happening.
Yeah. Wagner comes around and is like, all right, here's a list of like my wife and her family members also, as well as my children. I submit them to you for protection.
You can kill me.
And you can kill me and I'll do whatever you tell me to do. And they're like, and what? And Heydrich is like, great, let's get on that rocket for Berlin. And he's like, you what? My dude, you are going to go assassinate Adolf Hitler.
I'm going to what now?
Right. So Heydrich has this whole plan. He's like, the Fuhrer is in the way of the Reich. So you need to get him out of the way.
Like take him to a cabin in the woods, right? You want me to take him to Disney World. You want me to take him on vacation. You want me to kill him. So back in John Smith's office.
Yeah. Lieutenant Connolly is like, hey, Obergruppenführer John Smith hasn't been around today. Have you seen him? And right then he's like, oh, were you talking about me?
My ears are burning.
Connolly, let's step outside for a private conversation. And they have this insane conversation.
Fuck?
Right? It's like, the top of the Chrysler building or something, like out on the ledge outside on like the 40th story or something.
This like 4-foot wide sidewalk just goes around the perimeter of this.
It's called a widow's walk.
Fucking skyscraper.
Yeah.
What the? Are there doors that lead out to that? Do they have to climb out windows? What is happening? I'm sorry. Do I keep saying that? Why is there a sidewalk on the outside of the top floors of a skyscraper?
So, I mean, the real answer is those exist. I have like been on a couple of those, like
with no railing or anything.
They were designed kind of before people cared about safety or whatever.
About death. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of them have railings that were like added.
That's terrible.
But like so many of them, like even with the railings are like ornamental, basically.
Right. I bet you love those, huh?
No, I have a horrible fear of heights.
Why have you been on them?
So I used to work in this building where like there was like a secret garden that you could only get to by this one staircase. And
you're going to make me throw up.
No, it was awesome up there. But most people didn't know that it existed. And the directions to it were passed down sort of like through oral tradition, like secretly, like, oh, I found out about this thing and now I get to share it with you. And so you go like up this secret way. It says that the door is alarmed, but it really isn't. And then you go out there and there's this like amazing Art Deco era garden. And like, it's still maintained, even though like people aren't allowed to go there anymore.
Yeah.
And so occasionally like you'll be up there and a security guard will be like, hey, I saw you on the cameras. What the fuck are you doing up here? And then you just make up some lie. And
what's a lie you made up?
Oh yeah, we have to scout this for a shoot. And that's
my dog is sick.
Thing that could be happening any day of the week, honestly. And like they do have shoots there and like on the neighboring buildings and like similar locations. So it's totally plausible. Anyway, now that I've busted myself,
I'm gonna tell so many people.
Anyway, Obergruppenführer John Smith is like, listen, Connolly, I get it. You were afraid. How does he say it?
I can see why you'd rather take a bullet to the back of the head than not follow dude's orders.
Right. AKA Heydrich.
Yeah.
He's like, you probably don't even know why they wanted to get me and Lautz out of the picture. And Connors was like, no, I didn't. And that was the final confirmation that John Smith needed. And he's like, okay. Bro. And then he just shoves him.
Dude, no, I didn't know why I'm totally gonna get you killed, because what? Why would you admit to that? What? Hey, John Smith, why don't you tell me why this guy wants me to kill you? Oh, did I just let myself? Oh no. Please don't push me off this railing, this sidewalk, 500 feet in the air that I'm standing right on the edge of. Please don't do that, because it's not, that would be weird. And also, I'll probably kill a few people once I get to the sidewalk on the ground.
It'll be my final act.
My final act as a Nazi. All right, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then John Smith just casually walks back to Clem at the front desk. He's like, oh, notify the police. There's been a suicide. Casual as the day is long.
Keeps walking. Anyway, can I get a coffee?
Fucking Joe, Juliana, and Frank all together trying to duck the Kempeitai in the streets of San Francisco. Joe passes Juliana the film and is like, I'll meet you at the schoolhouse later, and takes off running. Yeah. And then the Kempeitai, or the police, whatever,
run after John.
Yeah, the regular cops, not the Kempeitai,
I didn't know there's a difference.
I
Okay.
think it's like uniform police versus detectives.
I'm sure. I just didn't
I
notice.
don't know for sure either.
Uh,
So like Trade Minister Tagomi meets with General Hata. Here's a guy we've never seen before. He was sent from Tokyo to find out
oh,
about the uranium deposits in the neutral zone.
because guess what? This guy that's on our side just happened to find plans for the atom bomb in his pocket. Can you believe it?
And Tagomi is like, oh, how wonderful. Now we can have a balance of power.
Nah.
The general's like, we
Mm-mm.
have no interest in a balance of power. We're going to build nuclear bombs and attack.
Yeah, why would we not do that?
Right. And Tagomi's like, but the prince, he loves peace. And General Hata is like, not so much since he got shot.
He hates peace now.
Yeah. So Tagomi is not psyched.
No, his whole plan backfired.
Yeah. He just delivered the fucking death machine to the wrong people because
Like
all they want to do is nuke the Germans.
he just made his worst nightmare come true faster.
And he keeps focusing on that heart necklace.
Yeah, what the fuck is that? Because like there
It's
was
very
even a weird.
meaningful. It means something.
Why? He just found it. Like what?
You know what? I don't know, but like that guy's tuned into stuff. So,
Mm-mm.
okay. So just as Frank did not want to help Joe, but did,
Mhm.
Joe calls John Smith and is like, hey, I'm in trouble. The Yakuza's after me. Can you help me get out of town?
I killed 2 guys. It's
Right.
fine.
I killed some Yakuza guys. So
That's cool, right?
I'm in a lot of trouble out here. And John Smith is like, it won't be a problem. Just lay low. And then Joe Blake is like, but also,
Yeah.
I gotta save my girlfriend and her
Okay.
boyfriend.
Oh, what? That seems like a bad idea. Who is this that you're talking about now, Joe?
Juliana Crane that I pretended was dead and everything.
Oh,
And also
see,
her boyfriend, Frank. Anyway, you don't know about him, but he's this other dude.
here's the problem, Joe. She's in the resistance and you gotta kill her. You can't rescue her.
Yeah, he's like, listen, the next time you see her, she's not to be rescued. She is to be shot. Do you understand me? So, yes, sir.
Yeah. Don't tell my dad I cried.
But fucking A, Joe Blake is like going to bat for these people that went to bat for him.
Which is insane considering how much trouble he got in for not even telling him about Juliana and then finding out.
They just saved his life.
No, I get it, but it's still crazy.
And he put them in greater danger.
Yeah, I did. Bro.
So that was quite the thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm going to get the Nazis on you now. Bye.
Joe Blake is like, oh, bet you just got me out of Yakuza prison. So the Kempatai's after you. Oh, bang, bang. I just killed some Yakuza. Now the Yakuza are after you and they weren't before. Oh, and I just called back to New York. Now the Nazis want you shot.
Oh, that's thanks. Joe.
Every bad guy in town now wants those people dead.
All the bad guys. Thanks, Joe. Be sure and spend $46,000 to save you again soon. Thank you.
That's a lot of ramen. So then we see Kido meet with Okamura, and Okamura is like, motherfucker, I want my heroin back. Except he's way smoother than that. And
I don't think so. That was pretty smooth. Josh, that was pretty smooth of you.
No one can be smoother than motherfucker.
Yeah, he's like, bruh, the Yakuza cannot be destroyed. Do not fuck with us.
Well, he isn't even like that. He's like, listen, I heard that you've been looking at some fake suspects for like trying to find who shot the prince.
Yeah, because the real shooter was in the clock tower and you're going after some idiot.
Right. So this is totally like JFK vibes.
Yep. Absolutely.
And so he's like, listen, because I know, so I know that that the real shooter was a Nazi, and you're not letting that be known because you're doing your best to avoid war between Japan and Germany.
But also, if I don't give you the guy that you want, you gotta commit seppuku like tomorrow.
Right. He has 24 hours.
How are you going to solve this whole goddamn crime in 24 hours when you got nothing?
Right. So Okamura is like, listen, I know the name of the real assassin.
I'm listening.
And Kido is like, name your price. And he's like, the price is extremely high and it is not money.
Oh, mean.
Fucking John Smith finally gets home after a very long day of killing Connollys.
Yep. And he's like, oh, I can't wait to relax and be away from that one guy who's ruining my life. Oh, no, he's talking to my family.
The whole family is assembled, entertaining Heydrich in the living room.
He's been telling our children his war stories.
Thomas is incredibly impressed. He's like, those African war chiefs sound amazing.
Oh boy, it made me uncomfortable. Hey, can I speak to you in private?
John Smith is like, yeah, you bet. Come into my study.
Hey, too bad about that one guy. Was he depressed? Why would he kill himself?
You can never tell what's going on inside a man.
Isn't that the truth? Anyway, you want to go hunting with me tomorrow? Why don't you go hunting with me tomorrow and bring your son?
Let's leave our families out of this. It's like, great. Is 7 too early? Here's the address. No, 7's fine.
Sounds great. I'll wear my finest funeral clothes.
Once again, back in San Francisco, Tagomi is like fucking trying to meditate, and Kodamichi is like, knock, knock.
What's up, bro?
And so Tagomi asks for the first time, apparently, where he's from. And Kodamichi's like, I'm from Nagasaki. And Tagomi says, oh, it's a beautiful city. And Kodamichi haltingly says, yes, it is.
Are we saying it wasn't bombed? Wait, what?
Yeah, in this timeline, it has not been bombed.
Okay.
Because Japan hasn't been bombed. Germany were the ones to develop the atom bomb first, and they used it on their enemies, not the Japanese. They were allies.
Okay. I was just trying to figure out why that scene was important, and now I get it. Thank you, Josh.
So then here's the big doozy, right? Like, this is the final scene of the show.
Uh-huh.
This is the final scene of the episode.
Yeah.
Frank and Juliana are waiting for Joe. They have the film. They're inside a schoolhouse.
What's the big deal? Who gives a shit about a film, Juliana? Well, let me just get the AV club to show you.
Yeah. Good thing every school has a projector. And we're going to watch it. And so they do. And she's like, this isn't like the other one. And he's like, oh, yeah. And then what unfolds, there's a mushroom cloud and a lot of dead people.
Skeletons, cities just destroyed.
Yeah, it looks like San Francisco, like the Golden Gate Bridge is in ruins. And Frank is in this film with a whole bunch of others.
How can Frank be in that? Did they get drugged so he can't remember that it happened?
And then he's shot in the head.
Oh, no, that's not the
along with
case.
Everyone else. They're on their knees. They're shot in the back of the head.
Well, at least nobody they know killed everybody.
By Joe Blake.
What?
And then he lights up a cigarette and we see he's in a Nazi uniform.
What the fuck?
What the fuck is right?
This has been that scene was the most what the fuck of all the what the fucks.
Uh-huh.
What?
It's a fucking good show.
Yeah. And
right?
I think it just got way better for me because it just got way crazier.
Yeah, because what the fuck is going on now? I don't know.
You know.
Honestly, like, there's a lot of stuff I don't remember.
I get it.
That's a fucking good show.
Yes.
All these fucking characters with their conflicting needs, fucking
and wants,
right,
and desires.
What is Obergruppenführer John Smith gonna do about Thomas?
He's gonna hide him in his basement or attic or something. There's no way he's gonna kill his son. He already had to kill his. Well, he already had his brother die. There's no way.
Yeah, we're not clear how his brother died.
No, he could have died from whatever.
He could have died long before the war.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking all these Nazis with their conflicting needs.
Nazis, can you believe them?
Right? Nazis. What'll they think up next?
Those crazy Nazis. Wait.
Yeah, what's up?
In this timeline, did the Nazi bell work?
What's the Nazi bell?
It's like this portal / time machine / thing that they were trying to develop in Nazi Germany. And I assume that it does not work, but is that what's happening?
I don't know, man. I don't know about that. Also, is Ed's grandfather like the biggest manga fan in the world? What's his deal?
Most importantly, I'd like to know.
Yeah, let's get a little bit more on Mr. McCarthy.
Oh, let's do a Mr. McCarthy spinoff. That would be the best. Oh, he could be like the Archie Bunker. It would be so fun.
Yeah, that guy. I don't know. He's a crank.
Fun times.
What else we got? It's a good show.
Yep. Is it? Oh my God, we've run out of time, Josh.
Oh, fuck, you're right. Guys, thanks so much for joining us.
Lovely to see you again. Have a good night.
Thanks so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure. Talk to you soon.